Dr. Adar Ben-Eliyahu. Today I'd like to talk to you about what does sustainable learning in education look like. Let's talk about someone who is able to sustain their learning during transitions and extreme circumstances. When we talk about sustainable learning in education, we refer to someone who can maintain their learning no matter what happens. So first, we would expect such a learner to focus on their studies. For example, a nurse is challenged to learn a new procedure during a pandemic or war. She will be able to block out all distractions and learn this procedure. She would look like someone who is calm, focused, maybe sitting or standing at a desk with a book or in a medical facility, holding tools or working through a procedure. She would be able to recognize when she has learned something correctly or needs to renew or relearn something, and be able to reach out to colleagues when she recognizes she needs help. This nurse would be able to maintain her education despite changing contexts. So whether she is in an operation room, in an office, in a field hospital, she would be able to transfer her learning. Now let's think of a high school or university student who is able to sustain their learning in education. This might be more intuitive, as we tend to think of education as formal schooling, even though clearly education is also in informal or work settings and is lifelong. But let's focus on this familiar scenario for now. A student that applies sustainable learning in education is able to monitor their progress towards a desired goal. Let's say there's an upcoming math exam. This student will be able to recognize what information needs to be renewed or relearned, what they understood and did not understand, and how to correctly diagnose and decipher such topics. This student would be able to study independently to internalize the required information, but also as a group or within a classroom or with friends. They would be able to know how to ask for help when unable to cope with their learning, but also how to adjust their own learning. For example, by looking for an online video, or if I'm studying at home and notice that I'm losing focus, I may go to a library or a coffee shop to help me stay focused. Another form of active learning would be to seek information intentionally with the goal of reaching some set end result that would allow me to monitor my progress. Another aspect of sustainable learning in education is the ability to transfer learning strategies, skills, or knowledge into different contexts or locations. Having learned at home, I may also learn at a friend's house or in a classroom. Having learned a new mathematical equation, I may recognize that algebra is key in helping me understand the amount of budget needed to buy an online game or a number of ingredients for a cake. So that when I go to the store to buy ingredients, I'm using algebraic equations to determine how much flour and sugar I need to buy for a cake that I'm baking and whether I have this amount. Or perhaps if we are a group of friends sitting at a restaurant, algebra is at the heart of figuring out how much each of us has to pay. Such understanding of the utility or of how the transfer of information occurs may also help me maintain my motivation. As part of sustaining learning, learners must be motivated to continue study efforts. And when motivation wanes, a sustained learner will have ways of increasing it. Part of this may be reaching out to friends or colleagues or a caring adult for young learners. In summary, sustainable learning in education looks like someone who keeps going even when circumstances are challenging. They may do so on their own or reach out to others to ensure that their learning is maintained. Whatever it is, they have identified strategies and ways for them to learn and maintain their learning, no matter what happens around them. Thank you for watching.